abolishing the NFA, the National Firearms Act of 1934, with the current numbers that you have in both the House and Senate is mathematically impossible. Just can't be done. Can't be done. You don't have the votes in the Senate, and in order to have the votes in the House, you'd have to have every single Republican hold the line. And unlike Democrats who do seem to hold the line,
they're locked down.
Republicans have a tendency to stray a little bit. I think that's because more Republicans engage in independent thought, too, is one of the reasons. So I get this desire, two things, this desire to get rid of the NFA. That, if I was to put that in a list of things, would it be good? Sure. How easy would it be? It's like moving mountains, right? It's like you got to repeal a federal law that's been in effect for almost 100 years. And with a Congress where you got very slim majorities in both chambers, very, very difficult to do. The abolishing of the ATF, hot button issue. A lot of people have been pounding on that drum for a while. And, when you read stories like Mark Manley out there in Maryland or some of the other just horrific stories we understand why we have this desire to abolish the ATF. There's a political undertone to all of this. If you're obviously, because you're talking about a presidential administration. Yes, a president who does not have re-election on the back end of this term, but one that will have to deal with politics nonetheless, has a midterm in less than 2 years. You ran on law and order as a campaign platform, and the American people voted you in for that reason. Abolishing a law enforcement agency, I don't know if that fits into what you're trying to accomplish. And candidly, I think we have to ask ourselves, if you get rid of the ATF, who then starts enforcing these federal gun laws? Because getting rid of the ATF doesn't get rid of federal gun laws, gets rid of the ATF. So then who is it? FBI? Or do they start trying to deputize local law enforcement agencies? It could be a real mess. Is the better solution to get the ATF back to what they're supposed to be doing, going after criminal enterprises? What if the ATF suddenly was a pro-2A organization, in the sense that when they see states that are trying to curb gun violence through unconstitutional methods, you would begin to see the United States Department of Justice author amicus briefs against that legislation? Why couldn't that happen? So I think that a refined, retuned ATF is actually more beneficial to us than just abolishing it, because it doesn't get rid of many of our problems, which is not just the ATF, it's the federal gun laws. And those, try to abolish those, again, now we're talking about moving mountains in Congress.